Hi guys, coming up, episode 2 of OzConnect. I'm Colin Ayres in the UK, joined by my good friends and co-hosts, Erica.
Hey.
And where are you from again, Erica? Just to remind people.
Olympia, Washington.
Cool. And my other good friend and co-host, Mr. Chase.
Hi there. I'm coming to you from Edmonds, Washington.
Great stuff. So you guys are all the way over in the West Coast early in the morning. It's about 5 p.m. for me. So coming up on episode 2, we will be discussing OzCon virtual convention registration has gone live. We will have an update on Crypt-Oz-Ology. We are going to discuss a couple of new Oz-related shows that are upcoming. One is McGee's Oz, and the other one is the new PBS L. Frank Baum documentary. So stay put, and we'll be back with you shortly. Hi guys, 17th of July, the virtual Oz convention will be hosted Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time. Registration is now live on the website and it is absolutely free for anyone to attend, but we do need you to register if you want to be online for the live Zoom elements. We still have a lot of fun. We can't be with you face-to-face this year, as you will have known from the previous episode, but we are making lots of plans for different things for this year. So we're already going to be doing things such as the quizzes, lots of content I'm working on in the background, and as we get closer and closer to, I'll start to release what will be available on that day. You guys, are you looking forward to it? I know we're not going to be face to face, but it's still an opportunity to mingle.
Well, I definitely can't wait until we're all able to, I guess, be together in our own private places, but together in a very Oz spirit. I definitely look forward to all of the different speakers that we'll be having, and all of the different remote events, I guess, just events at home and things that we can do separate but together. And yeah, I'm totally looking forward to it.
Cool. Erica?
Yep, I'm looking forward to it too. We haven't been together in one place for a long time, but I mean, at the very least, we'll be all together online. So it's better than nothing. But yeah, we still have fun. We still have a lot of good laughs, and we still get to see a lot of good content.
We'll make the most of it.
Last year's was still a really great success. So, I mean, having a part 2 will be, I'm really confident will be just as good, if not better.
And I'm also working on a couple of guests that I don't think would have been as easy to do if it was over in California that with zooming in. So I can't reveal anything right now, but I as soon as I've got things firmed up, we will start to announce any guest speakers. I've got 3 or 4 in mind that I'm chipping away at, and I'm also open to any suggestions at all. If anyone's got some content they'd like to see, please comment down below. Let us know. There may be things that I'm not thinking of, Erica's not thinking of. So, it's early enough in the schedule right now that anything is game for seeing what we can have out there for you guys. So,
and please comment. We do read the comments. We look forward to them.
Yeah, I like and subscribe. The subscriptions have gone up a lot since these last few videos, and it really helps us out for creating any future videos and content.
And if you notice next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell icon. If you click on that, you'll get notifications like specifically to this channel. So please click on that if you want to know immediately when we post another video.
Great stuff. Also, just one thing to note, because it is a free event, last year we had some random posts where people were trying to sell tickets to the event. Please ignore any of those. Anything that's on Facebook that is direct from OzCon and OzConnection is where you can get your free ticket. We don't ask for a fee. We do try and promote people to put in a donation if you would like to contribute towards content and future Oz conventions, but there is no actual fee. So if anyone's trying to sell tickets online, it's not a thing. We had 1 or 2 last year, so please stay in touch directly with the OzConnect and the OzConnection pages. I'll put links to that down below. Alrighty.
It must be a good event if we have scalpers.
Yeah, it was kind of random. Some guy was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't be there." What, online? But I guess people have got to try. So I'm going to hand over to Erica then to give us a little update on Crypt-Oz-Ology.
Yep. So we've definitely been getting a lot more viewers on Crypt-Oz-Ology, and thank you to those of you who have been watching, and not just a thank you from me, but from those writers who put in a lot of work into their stories. And we definitely have a couple of more stories coming soon, but we definitely need more submissions. So please, 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 if you have a story you want to share, please send it in. And there's not even really a word count. I'm looking more for quality, not quantity. And any genre, as long as it's Oz related, please send it in. I have something really special I'm planning that if we get more subscribers, that I definitely want to share it with you all, basically a comic dub. And so if you really want to see that, keep sending in more stories so I can make more content for you guys to listen to and to watch. And I can show you that dub because it's really good. And once I get some actors to play it, it will be amazing. So please keep an eye out for that.
So we're on episode 2 of that as well, aren't we? Which I had to listen to the other day. So do you want to give a little bit about that for anyone who hasn't seen it, Erica? And I'll post the link down below for episode 2.
Yeah. So episode 2 was a bit more of a traditional story. It was by Søren Ognessian. It was called A Rotten Pumpkin, where Jack feels like he's not respected enough because he decides that it's because of his eternal grin that he always has. So he decides to, for his next pumpkin, to create a more serious expression, but it makes him kind of, a little, I'm trying to come up with a pumpkin pun, but I can't think of anything. So it just makes him a little bitter. So it's a nice story of self-acceptance and a little bit of self-love. It's a great story and with a sweet ending. So if you haven't watched it already, I do recommend it. Søren did a great job, and he also submitted some artwork for the story, which is in the thumbnail as well as in the story itself. He did a great job overall, and also if you have artwork to go with your story as well when you submit it, please send that in. I would love to see that, and I'm sure others who read your story would love to see that as well. So
yeah, it was a great new episode. It was more in the traditional Oz vein than the first one. That's not to say that we want just traditional Oz.
Oh yeah,
Erica
absolutely.
wants, a lot of stuff is on the table. And just a shout out to Erica, who is working hard at improving each video each time as she's getting used to doing this. So kudos, thank you for Erica for pulling it together. So have you seen it, Osroy? Mr. Chase?
I only saw the first one. I want to see the second one, but I look forward to the story of Jack Pumpkinhead. And can I just say, I love how creative our Oz community is. Like we really do keep the spirit of Baum alive. It's just astounding how just like a character can create a beautiful scion and create an amazing story, or just anything really. I mean, it's as long as we're doing Oz things, I think we're doing pretty well, I would say.
Oh yeah, I love our creative community, and there's so many authors out there who have such fun stories and such crazy and insane, wacky stories that are so fitting for Oz and whatever that they, that need recognition, and they don't always get it, but that's why I created Crypt-Oz-Ology. Crypto is, is the unknown, and exploring the bizarre. So, and that's why I came up with that name, something to study. It's like it's to to expose the unknown and to show so others can appreciate it. So
yeah, and there's, with it being mostly out of copyright, it's everyone's Oz now. So
yeah,
if someone wants to, and it's a really fun way, if you've got a piece of work that you're proud of, that Erica is happy to produce, then you're going to get it narrated, and you're going to get some visuals that go along with it. So you're going to get a little extra for your work. We'll jazz it up for you, and with a great new intro that we did for Erica as well last week. So really cool.
And thank you again for that, Colin. Thank you again for that, Colin. It was more than I could hope for. It was brilliant.
Oh, you're welcome. And I have got a couple of submissions in mind myself, and I can get around to producing them.
Yay!
Do you know when the next one's going to be likely then, Erica?
Let's see. We just had Marches, so keep an eye out around early April.
Okay, cool. So just around about Easter time then.
Oh yeah, and the next one I'm really excited about because it's a creepy one. It has a lot of horror elements, and it's definitely going to have a warning at the beginning. Ooh. So viewer discretion is advised, type of deal. So keep an eye out.
Well, great stuff. We're getting a different vibe each week then. So I'm going to put it over to Mr. Chase then. Mr. Chase, you've got Mr. Chase, you got an update on one of the shows that is upcoming?
Yes. So the people at PBS have a brand new documentary coming out exploring the life of L. Frank Baum. It's called American Oz, and it's going to be premiering this spring. And just from what I've been able to read, it looks like they're going to not only go into the Oz literature, but also some of the scripts, poems, and novels, as well as short stories that he wrote, as well as the books, and even touching base on the inspirations throughout the generations, like The Wizard of Oz and even Wicked. And I've never been disappointed with anything that PBS has ever done. They recently, well, not recently, a few years ago, they did a really comprehensive Roosevelt documentary, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm just tickled pink, honestly. I really can't wait to see this because we do know a lot about the books, but we don't really know that much about the man. Unless if you're like a really big Oz head, then you might not know who L. Frank Baum was really. But I think this will definitely help inform people and hopefully inspire people too. I really can't wait for this. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, there was also a really great PBS show about Walt Disney, I think a year or two ago, and it was done with a phenomenal amount of detail. And being an Oz geek, I will slap you, Erica. I can see you making faces about my Walt. So I'm hoping that if they do it to the same quality of that, and they didn't stray too far away from the truth of the Walt Disney one, warts and all. So I'm kind of hopeful that we'll get a decent documentary, fingers crossed, for the L. Frank Baum one on PBS. I won't see it over here till it ends up on Amazon Prime or on Netflix. But I'm hoping that won't be too long these days.
Well, the part that you said that got me excited was you said that they were going to talk more about his other stories that didn't involve Oz, which is kind of great because, whenever you hear about Baum and other documentaries, it's just Oz, 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 but you never hear about his other works, and all the stuff that he's written under pseudonyms, so it would be nice to hear him get recognition for his other books too, and his other stories.
Yeah, and I guess
like Father Goose and was it Aunt Jane's Nieces? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Flying Girl.
Magical
like
Monica Mo.
Yeah.
I guess most people listening and watching this will know who L. Frank Baum is, but if for some reason you've tuned in because it's Oz connected, then L. Frank Baum wrote The Wonderful Wizard of Oz and then 13 follow-ups to that, which then spurred on a much bigger series. But he also wrote a lot of books in his lifetime and sometimes under pseudonyms. Aunt Jane's Nieces was written under a pseudonym, wasn't it? I can't think of the name off the top of my head.
Some Edith something.
Edith, yeah, it was an Edith Von Trapp.
Not Van Trapp. That Von Trapp's the Sound of Music.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check quickly
Edith
online.
Van something.
Let me have a quick check because we'll get slammed otherwise.
Actually, I think I read his short story, The Enchanted Buffalo, before I read any of his Oz books.
I mean, one of my
that was like literally the first Baum thing I ever read.
Edith Van Dyne.
There we go.
So he's been known as
2/3 of the way there.
He's been known as Edith Van Dyne, Floyd Akers or Akers, Schuler, or I think I'm saying that proper, Schuler Staunton, John Estes, Susan Metcalf, Laura Bancroft. And I believe that this was all to differentiate him from the Oz books because everyone just wanted him to write Oz. So this gave him an opportunity to write other books to be sold. I haven't read them all. Probably my favourite non-Oz L. Frank Baum book has to be Queen Zizi of Ix. So if you guys have never read that book, that's a really, really good book.
He was cute. No, my very favorite non-Oz book is hands down Sky Fairy. I mean, sorry, damn it, Sky Island. Mm-hmm. Yes, I mixed up Sky Island and Sea Fairies. I almost said Sky Fairies.
It's easily done. What about you, Mr. Chase? Do you have a favorite non-Oz Baum book?
Honestly, I'm not 100% familiar with his trajectory. I'm mainly a Oz aficionado, but I need to start writing or reading them. And I actually just wrote this down, Queen Zixi of Ix, and I can't wait to read it. You recommended it, and I look forward to it.
There's quite a few other Oz fans at the OzCon who recommend Queen Zizi of Ix. It's Baum's most European feeling book, but it's very well written and very tightly written.
It is.
Yeah, if any one of them is going to be made into a movie that's non-Oz, I'd say that would be a great one.
It technically has been made into a movie. Kind of a cloak of Oz.
Black and white, though.
I know, but I'm just saying technically.
Erica even narrated it for us last year and did a commentary, which I can stick down below. But don't judge it based upon that black and white short film.
It was the best done of the three.
Well, I think for the Oz convention, we'll have to do. We've missed one of the black and white films, didn't we? The 1910 Wizard of Oz needs a commentary. So I think we can maybe do a dual one for the Oz convention and the 1925 Wizard of Oz one. Yeah, cool. I'll enjoy. I guess, Mr. Chase, when you've read it, then maybe we can have a conversation about that particular book on one of the episodes. Then.
Yes.
Sweet.
Cool. If you can't, you can purchase it on Amazon, but it's also available on iBooks and things like that. It's free because it's out of copyright. So if you just want to read the text, it's quite accessible. Okay, cool.
And also before I forget, they do have a date for the premiere on PBS for American Oz, and that's Monday, April 19th, 2021 at 9 p.m. Eastern. So just save the date.
Oh, great. So we're just talking 4 or 5 weeks away. So you guys can do a review for us then when we next get together. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, if I get to see it, then I'll give my thoughts, but you guys will probably be ahead of me on that one. Unless someone would send it to me.
Edith Van Dyne, his pseudonym, sounds like the name of a metal band. That'd make a good band name.
There you go. You need to get on it. It could have also been. It could have been his drag name.
Right.
I know
Who says it wasn't?
Well, he was a bit of an actor. You know, he was in the
Right?
he was in the Uplifters, which I always find a suspect name anyway. And I believe there is a story that they had to get an actress to play Edith Van Dyne to meet somebody at one point in time. One of the Oz fans will know, but apparently somebody needed to meet Edith, so they got an actress to play Edith for Elfang Baum, I believe.
So who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was him in drag.
Yeah, it was definitely like an early day Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Right? Me too. I want to see that. That is the documentary I want to see.
So thanks for that, Mr. Chase. So, Erica, you've got an update on another Oz project?
Okay, yeah. So, American McGee, who, for those of you who are into video games, is the creator of the Alice franchise. That is American McGee Alice and Alice Madness Returns. Has announced recently that he is working on a hybrid project. It is a series of video games where every chapter is, okay, first of all, it's an Oz video game. Every chapter is actually going to be set in a different time period in Oz. And every time period is actually going to be interconnected and into one big major story. And not only is it going to be a video game, but it's supposed to be also a TV series that coincides with whatever's going on in the game.
So do you want to give people a little bit of insight to the kind of theming for American McGee? So he's done Alice, but it's not your mother's Alice.
Okay, yeah, that's the big thing. It's very gothic. It's very dark, very violent, very bloody. I mean, I played a little bit of Alice. I gave up really early on because it was hard, even on the easiest level. I'm not a video game person, even though I just bought a Switch, and I'm kind of starting to remember that now. But anyway, like her main weapon was a giant knife that she would slice through cards, and the cards somehow spurted blood. And like the Cheshire Cat was emaciated. Actually, all the characters were emaciated. So, I mean, everything was very twisted, very, very dark, very nightmarish. So it's most likely to expect a very dark-looking Oz as well.
I mean,
I'm very excited for it.
I'm excited for it. I still always would like there to be less dark takes and more bomb takes, but at the same time, this thing's been in some kind of post-production hell for like 10 years that I remember. That there's always been, I've seen this concept art out there from American McGee.
He's also still working on his third Alice video game, which is called, I have it right here. He's still in production of Alice Asylum. That's still in pre-production. So since that's not even barely off the ground now too, it's still going to be a long ways off till we see this Oz project. See anything come from it too, but at least he's already announced it.
Yeah, and any Oz that takes off is going to bring interest into the books and things like that. Is it something you're familiar with, Mr. Chase?
I have seen the Alice video games about. I haven't actually delved into them. They look really really dark.
I
love. I love that Oz can go a little dark sometimes. I mean, even in the first book, whenever Dorothy meets the Scarecrow, he's killing crows. I mean, that's pretty dark. And she's like, "Ooh, you'd be a good friend to have. Let's have you in the fold." So, no, I definitely agree with Colin. Like anything that brings people to Oz is a good thing. Exposure is always a good thing.
Yeah, but expect a lot of backlash.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Definitely backlash from MGM fans for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if the Alice franchise is any indicator, which I'm very certain it is, you're going to get a lot of backlash from the MGM community.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, I think from what I've seen, from what Erica said, you're kind of talking grotesque, gory kind of takes on the Oz characters.
A lot of gore.
Yeah,
a lot of body horror. Actually, that's a good way to describe it. Body horror. Like, I mean, the Red Queen as the final boss. I mean, she had a final boss form that was very nightmarish. Like,
it sounds like the perfect thing to whisk your 5-year-old child to sleep over. I can't wait.
You can run, but I'll still be in your nightmares.
You already are, Erica, on a regular basis.
Thank you. Oh, you dream of me.
Oh, always. Okay. Great stuff. So I think we will wrap that one up, and we will be back to you in a couple of weeks with episode 3. So thank you for joining us, Erica.
No problem. Love being here.
And thank you for joining us, Mr. Chase.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure.
And we'll be back again next time. Please like and subscribe. Tell us down in the comments below which show you're looking forward to. And then join us again on the next episode in a couple of weeks' time. See you around.
Bye.
Join us on Facebook for OzConnection and join in the Oz conversation.
Like and subscribe.